morning, folks, and welcome to Heraklion here in Crete. This is the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 European qualifiers. It's Group L, and it's the game between Greece and Georgia. Well, this place has become basketball central. There have been a lot of big games played at this venue in recent times, of course. Not that long ago, this place hosted the FIBA Under-19 Basketball World Cup. That was an exciting tournament, but it's also been hosting national team games, including this one. Also in action tonight, Estonia at home to Serbia, and Israel taking on Germany. Those games already underway, and Georgia will be watching those closely. You can see they come into this game in fourth place. They need Serbia to lose both of their games in this window for them to have a chance, for Georgia to have a chance to move into the top three to qualify for the World Cup. So they're up against it, and Serbia are in a real dogfight at Estonia, just winning by 3 points. So Estonia are really putting it on the line there, and well, you never know. You got to come out, you got to play hard and give yourselves a chance. That's all you can do. You can only do what you can do. And Georgia have had some terrific performances under their Greek coach, by the way, Ilias Zoros, who used to coach this Greece national team. Zoros, a fine tactician, really has done a good job in at times difficult circumstances with Georgia, and has really excelled, really getting them into the second round and keeping them in the hunt going into this last window of qualifiers. So Greece, again, no doubt, being led by Ioannis Bouroussas, who, for my money, is really becoming one of the all-time greats in Greek basketball. The way he has played in these European qualifiers has been such an example for everybody in Greek basketball. The veteran coming out, playing hard for his country, coming back all the way from China, in fact, and having some game-saving performances, including in their opening qualifier at Great Britain. So it's been a remarkable campaign by him. A lot of players playing for this Greek national team. We'll get into their roster as well as Georgia's after we hear the national anthems for both teams, starting with Georgia.
Hellas.
Well, the national anthems have been played, and we are not far from tipping things off there. Zoros, you know, he must be special for him to be able to coach in Greece, even if he's not coaching the Greece national team, coaching Georgia. And he'll be looking for this team to come out and to get a win in front of his compatriots tonight. Of course, Greece have already qualified for the 32-team FIBA Basketball World Cup. They've been one of the stories of the World Cup qualifiers. I mean, they have been thoroughly efficient. They've won some tough games. And perhaps their win at Georgia was the most dramatic of all, a game that they won right at the death. After a miss, they hustled down the court. Nick Kalathis laying off the pass that was just out of the top drawer, and they won that game 86-85. His pass to Kostas Papanikolaou, one of those great moments in the European qualifiers. And Greece will want to keep putting in the solid performances. They want to try to finish in the top 7 in the FIBA rankings so they'd get seeded at the March draw. So the referees tonight, from Romania, Marius Tulin, Luis Castillo from Spain, and Andrei Charapa from Portugal. And the roster, who do you want to look out for Georgia? Well, Sinsadze, number 8, the veteran Georgia Shermedini, Duda Sanadze, number 10, Mikhail Berishvili, Bokalishvili as well, 17 and 18. That is McFadden, who has actually just left the Iberostar Tenerife team. Akaki Valishvili as well will be in that starting 5, along with Sinsadze, Shermedini, and Sanadze and McFadden. And for Greece, it'll be Rissakopoulos, Koniatis, Atheneo, Peroussis, Margaritas, Kaklamanakis, Lefteris Bokaridis, Vasilopoulos, Mavroidis, Gikas, Salustros, and Kasilakis for Thanasis Skortopoulos. He's done a terrific job for the national team. It's going to be Koniatis, Atheneo, who had the famous shot to win at Great Britain. In the opener, Peroussis, Margaritas, and Vasilopoulos. One of those veterans who's was out of the Greek national team for a while. He's kind of resurrected it and has he's got a shout. He's got a chance to play in that World Cup squad later this year. The coach, again, we've talked about Ilias Zoros of Georgia with his back to us now. Skortopoulos there going over the last minute instructions with the clipboard. Well, what would their campaign have been like had they not won that first game? You know, looking back at that game against Great Britain, and what would Great Britain's campaign have been like? Certainly if you're a British fan, you don't even want to think about it, but they won that game 95-92. It was the dramatic shot by Atheneo at the end in overtime, which ultimately got them the win in that game. And they also won a close one against Great Britain here in this very arena in Heraklion, 75-70. And it's been the Brits that have given them their hardest 2 games of the European qualifier. That's the kind of the unpredictable nature of international basketball and the European qualifiers. Of course, Greece will finish things up with a game at Germany on Sunday in Bamberg, and that will be a decider for first place. And Georgia, meanwhile, their last game is going to be at home in Tbilisi against Estonia. Right now, both Israel and Estonia giving Germany and Serbia, respectively, all they can handle in their games. Well, good evening, folks. Welcome to Heraklion here in Crete. We are in Greece, the island of Crete, and this is the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 European qualifier between Greece and Georgia. Rematch of one of the best games of the European qualifiers, and game that Greece won by the skin of their teeth. Borussia starting things off here. Remember, Greece have already qualified for the World Cup, whereas Georgia needs some help. They need Serbia to lose not only tonight against Estonia, but they also need them to lose at home to Israel this weekend. Coming right out, though, and stroking the three-pointer, Sanadze, Duda Sanadze. When he gets it going, he's a tough player. And Georgia strike first. Beautiful pass into the lane and finished by PAOK Thessaloniki's Antonis Kaniatis. Drive no good. Now Greece try to respond. And the basket is good by Margaritis. And Zoros already barking at his players. McFadden chases it down. Looks for his way and gets blocked from behind by Kuniatis, a former teammate of his actually when he played at PAOK. They're on that same team together. First year of the Basketball Champions League. And the drive and the basket is good by Margaritis. So free throws make it 6-3. Atheneu. Now Margaritis turns, hands it off, and Vasilopoulos puts it up and draws the foul. And Greece attacking down low, and not necessarily with Borussia. And Zoros has clearly issued already the instructions on how to defend this, and it's not working. Vasilopoulos makes the first one. Great story. Vasilopoulos thinking that his national team career was a effectively over. Didn't really know that he was going to make it back after so many injury problems. And then when the European qualifiers came around, he got a call and has been able to resurrect that national team career. Now the dump down low to Shermadini. And he was fouled by Barousas. They've gone up against each other in the past. Here he is catching it down low. Shermadini not as accomplished as Barousas, but nevertheless a very good player in his own right, and makes the first one. I mean, this one of the amazing stories, really, when you talk about European basketball for almost the past decade, has been Georgia and how they've become regulars at FIBA Eurobaskets and also playing, deep into the European qualifiers. They've got a very, very big-time, passionate following back in Tbilisi, and they will no doubt be watching them tonight. Koniatis, those strokes a three-pointer. Well, a little bit of a X factor. Sinsadze pulls up, and the veteran point guard short with that attempt. I think Zoros is not far from calling a timeout if Greece get a basket here. Bounce pass. Oh, good response from Georgia's number 21, Balishvili. And then the basket by Shermadini. And Zoros applauds his players after that one. Atheneo hands it off to Margaritas, who goes outside to Barousas. He hits the three-pointer. Well, I suppose if you'd rather have to cope with Barousas shooting threes, you do it, but you don't want to leave him that wide open. He can hit that shot all night. His first three of the game. Sinadze. Rebound, awkward rebound by Dvalishvili. Here's McFadden. And Dvalishvili misses from the baseline. Distinctive left-handed jump shot. Atheneo dribbles in, then takes it out. Gets it to Barousas, who's almost pushed out of bounds by Dvalishvili. Then Vasilopoulos misses down low. Had a wide open layup. He did the hard work, and then he missed a shot. McFadden. And right now, Georgia having a hard time putting the ball in the basket. Barousas spins, takes it back out. Now Vasilopoulos steps in. And much better from Vasilopoulos. Greece making it look easy right now. On top by 9 points. Here's Sinsadze, goes off 1 foot. McFadden, and not able to get it. I thought that might be their ball. I think the man from Flint, Michigan thought so as well. Vasilopoulos out to Barousas, fakes it, puts it on the deck, passes it back outside. He's under such control, isn't he? And Vasilopoulos hits the three-pointer. It has been a nightmare start now for Georgia. 6 minutes into the game, they're trailing 19-7. And Vasilopoulos, one of the guys doing the damage, but you have to appreciate the skills of Barousas and the knowledge. He didn't force it. He knew his man was wide open, and he passed it back out to him. Timeout, Georgia. See the shooting numbers. I'll let you hear Zerodos since he's speaking in English. What an unreal start to the European qualifiers. Estonia and Georgia, Estonia and Serbia, 66-all with less than 2 minutes to go. Israel today, they've still got a chance, but they're leading Germany 50-49. Czech Republic are up by just 3 with 26 seconds left on Bosnia and Herzegovina. Finland are trying to hold on against France. It's magical, folks. The European qualifiers and every single window has brought up some really interesting talking points. Great game. Sinsadze puts up a three, and the rebound grabbed by Georgia. Now Shermadini is going to go up, and he's going to miss. Boy, their struggles continue. That rebound was by Berishvili, who's checked into the game. Now Barousas thought about it. Vasilopoulos. Now here comes Sinsadze. McFadden for three. Finally stops the rot for Georgia and gets the deficit back to single digits. Vasilopoulos turns and scores. Having a great game tonight, Vasilopoulos. 9 points, and we're still in the first quarter. Shermadini turns and finally gets it to go. Shermadini rebounds it. Now the pass batted away. Vasilopoulos. And Atheneo lays it up with a reverse layup. Georgia have got to pick it up a little bit if they're going to have a chance. Meanwhile, McFadden drives in and scores. Bruce is battling Shermadini for position down low, and Greece throw the ball out of bounds. So timeout on the floor. Both teams a little bit out of sync here in the Heraklion Arena.
τόσο εύκολο. Κάνουμε το φάουλ εδώ. Ήρεμα και τελειώνουμε. Δεύτερο. Στο 5 προσπαθεί να παίξει και αδέρφια μπροστά το Γιάννη. Κόμπι το και το 4 ανοίγει έξω και παίζει χαϊλό.
Rebounding 8 apiece.
Τώρα, επειδή ζωνάρουνε μετά, ακόμα και καθυστερημένα χωρίς να παίξει το σετ. Αλλά θέλουμε κίνηση, όχι παίζει ανοιχτά.
We screen here, 4 men out. We pass. Then you go ball side.
And
Now screen for Duda and Costa.
Georgia need to get it going. Estonia, meanwhile, the drama unbelievable, have just taken a 3-point lead with 10 seconds to go. And this is with Milos Teodosic playing for Serbia tonight, by the way. And this is what I'm talking about, the unpredictable nature. And if word reaches the Georgia bench that Estonia have, if they somehow pull off an upset of Serbia, I guarantee you're going to see a little bit more of an extra bounce in their step, because they need Serbia to lose both of their games, and they need to win both of their games. Three-point attempt. Well, into the game now for Greece, number 13, Lefteris Bokoridis. Another former standout with Aris in the Basketball Champions League. He was a game day MVP on one occasion. And missing Leonidas Kassilakos, who plays in the Basketball Champions League for Prometheus Patras, one of the headline-making teams this year. Here's McFadden, misses, battling for the rebound, no good. And Barousas gets the rebound. Barousas passes it back outside to Kassilakos.
And
battling for the ball. Well, it's going to be Greece basketball. Quick pass down low, and Kassilakos misses. And teams go to the bench at the end of the first quarter. So it's 23-14, Greece on top of Georgia. Twenty-three to 14, Greece on top of Georgia at the end of one. Greece 6 of 9 inside the arc, 3 of 8 from deep. A lot of that is Vasilopoulos, but also Barousas pulling the strings. And Georgia, well, you know what? They're losing, but they might want to pick things up a little bit, because Greece, while they're losing to Greece by 9 points, Georgia have just been given a helping hand by Estonia, who have won at effectively the buzzer, winning at home over Serbia, which now means another Serbia loss at home to Israel would indeed give this Georgia team a chance, but they have to win both of their remaining games, including this one against Greece. So incredible drama unfolding already here at the start of the 6th window of the European qualifiers. Stefan Jelovec had a chance. He got fouled taking a 3 with 3 seconds remaining, and he made 2 of the 3 free throws, but missed the 3rd. And that is how Estonia have escaped and helped Georgia. And now they come out, and maybe word has gotten down to them because they come right out. The alley-oop pass to Shermadini from McFadden. And I think word has indeed gotten down to the Georgia bench. You can see them applauding and saying, come on, guys, we got to pick it up here. Estonia have done us a favor. But the big-time professional, Jonas Borusas, going to work, and that doesn't – if that starts happening, that's going to spell trouble for this Georgia team if he starts picking up his game a notch. Nice little floater from Bokoridis. And going all the way for the dunk, the young man, Radi Andronikashvili, who only last summer was at the Basketball Without Borders camp representing Georgia in Belgrade. Unbelievable drive down the middle. Maybe he'll spark this Georgia team. Bokoridis. Gikas passes over to Borusas, who puts it up. And Georgia defensively perhaps leaving some open spaces out there and not being punished. Now the ball turned over into the hands of Vasilopoulos, and he gives it to Gikas. Another Prometheus player. McFadden nips inside and intercepts it. Now quickly up to Shermadini, and he was fouled by Gikas. Well, you know, this is the type of day that potentially could take your breath away, folks. International basketball. Georgia, remembering how they lost by just 1 point in their last meeting against Greece, know what is at stake. They knew coming in before. I think very few people gave Estonia a chance to do them a favor by winning their game against Serbia, but they have, and that means now that Georgia can come out. If they can get a win, they will live to fight another day. And you just never, ever know. You got to play the games. Now the reach and the steal, and going in for the dunk, the two-handed jam from Mikhail Berishvili, and suddenly Georgia have life. Borusas puts up a 3. Oh, the veteran is cool as you like. Just tells everybody to calm down. This thing is in hand. And Andronikashvili has it on the baseline. And that time the miss by Berishvili. Gikas for 3. Greece are hitting their threes tonight. 50%, 5 of 10. That was Gikas' first make. Borusas has already hit 2. And the foul's been called on Greece. And McFadden. This is with that Misses 2 of the 3 free throws, so blown opportunity here for McFadden. A potential three-point play turns out to be three-point trip down the floor, turns out to be 1. And now he is going to pick up Gikas as he crosses midcourt. Bocaridis. They pass it into Katsilakis. Ball bounces over Barousas into the hands of Berishvili, and then the drive, and Shermadini is fouled by Vasilopoulos. Good pass, good cut. And Vasilopoulos says you're going to have to go to the line to earn this one. Georgia have just missed a couple at the line from McFadden, and they're 5 of 7. They'd made their previous 5. Now they've missed 3 free throws. Oh, misses both, but gets the rebound, goes up and puts it in. Nobody boxed out the shooter. What's going on? Basketball 101. Gikas out to Bocaridis, short. Ball falls kindly this time to Katsilakis. Vasilopoulos over to Gikas for 3. Good! 9 points the advantage. And Dranishkashvili. Oh, what a pass to McFadden! Oh, that would have been on the highlight reel if he drilled that one. Pass battered. Good job, Berishvili, to knock it into the hands of Shermadini. Now McFadden gets it to Shermadini. Good play by Georgia. Still down several points. And Dranishkashvili, just 17 years of age, playing with Burgos in Spain's top flight now. He's a real talent. Linos Rissakopoulos has just checked into the game. And he will inbound it. And Vasilopoulos goes out. Katsilakis, another three-pointer, and that has been the tonic for their woes today. They've knocked down the three-pointers. Zinsadze, no look pass. Berishvili. 7 of 13 from three-point range. And you would think that right now with Mavroidis in the game and not Barousas is their opportunity to make some inroads. No look pass. Bocaridis hands it off to Mavroidis. They circulate it. Rissakopoulos a little bit short, but Bocaridis sneaks in there and gets the rebound. Bocaridis was in position. Here's Katsilakis again. And this time Lananidze got the rebound. Well, Bocauritas drives, and is he going to get three? Opportunity, yes he is. Lananidze got into him a little bit too late there. So it's not going well now for Georgia, who trail by 13 points. The other game in this group second round group L, Israel on top of Germany, 67-66 with 3.5 minutes remaining. With the 14 points. Also 6 rebounds, leading the way. Points for Vasilopoulos, all those coming in the first quarter. And that was the Bocauritas shot, which he made and got a trip to the free throw line as well. So Georgia really need to find another gear if they're going to give themselves a chance. Six windows for the European qualifiers. This is the very last one. Of course, the first 3 windows were the first round games, and the team that finished 4th in each of the groups did not progress. Now the ball goes out of bounds, back over to Greece. Chryssikopoulos had a great year with PAOK this season. And he's trying to get something going here. Mavroidis picks up the foul. Bocaurishvili did about as much as you could do defensively there. And looked like Chryssikopoulos just kind of forced things up. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's really taken a step forward this season. And being a part of this Greece national team during the European qualifiers, I think has been a real boost for his career. Three-pointer no good, but the ball comes in to Shermadini, who passes it back outside. Sanadze for 3. Good! Well, that worked out pretty well for Georgia considering, and Sanadze gets it back to a 10-point game. He was a good meter behind the arc. And now the pass from Bocauritas goes out of bounds. He was trying to pass it back out to the perimeter. So coming in, Kassilakis will go out of the game. And Christos Tolustros, another of the Prometheus players. So there's 3 Prometheus players in this team. Sanadze just hit a 3. Now he's going to drive. And the great defense by Mavroidis, who's just so underrated in probably every aspect of his game, what he does for you. Nothing dazzling about that play, but he just makes things difficult for the opposition. McFadden guarding. Gikas down low. He's back in as well. Here's Bocaritas, goes baseline. Tough move, but the finish wasn't there. Sanadze has it. Georgia need points. Who's going to provide them? Sanadze goes behind his back, pulls up. And a foul has been called on Greece. Georgia at the free throw line today. Fouls on Mavroidis. Georgia at the free throw line today have hit 7 of 11. Seven of 12. So leaving some opportunities out there at the charity stripe that could come back to bite them in this game. Such an important thing, and a little bit of a, well, not sure what happened there. It looked like Risakopoulos' pass went right off the hands of his teammate. Berishvili called for the foul, sliding in there for the screen a little too late. Final seconds ticking off the clock here in this second quarter. And 3-second violation has been called on Greece on, I think it was Mavroidis. McFadden looks for some space. Berishvili tries to force it, turns it over. Now Bocaritas goes the other way, lays it up. And now the inbounds pass stolen. And Georgia just complicating matters for themselves. Sloppy inbounds. Gikas pulls up. Oh, that was a killer. That was a killer. What a horrendous finish to the first half for Georgia. They had the deficit in single digits, and a couple of turnovers are costly as Greece pushed their lead to 44-31. Again, Mavroidis knocks that pass away. This was Bocaritas going all the way. And then Salustros stole the inbounds pass, handed it off to Gikas, who then drilled the three-pointer. The turnover was on the veteran as well, Sanadze. So that is a tough pill to swallow if you're Georgia and Georgia coach Ilios Zoros. So at halftime, it's 44-31, Georgia trailing Greece, and the 7 of 15 for Greece has helped them. 10 of 18 inside the arc as well. A couple more rebounds. A few more assists and another steal, and each team with 6 points off turnovers, by the way. There's 7 turnovers apiece. 4 of those points off Georgia turnovers came right in the last 20 seconds. So we are at halftime. Remember, Georgia need to win the remaining 2 games to stay in the hunt for a spot in the FIBA Basketball World Cup. They got a little bit of help tonight with Estonia winning at home over Serbia. Serbia would also have to lose to Israel. But Georgia need to win not only tonight, but they also need to win their remaining game, which will be at home to Estonia on Sunday. We'll be right back for the start of the second half as you enjoy these second half highlights. 44-31, Greece on top of Georgia here in the European qualifiers, the last window of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. And it's been an exciting day all around. Of course, the big news that gives Georgia hope of staying in the hunt for a spot in the World Cup, the fact that Estonia upset Serbia in Tallinn, and also Israel have surprised Germany, if you want to call it that. Of course, they played a couple of close games. That was a thriller as well. And so now really it's all up to Georgia. If they want to stay in the hunt, they need to get a win tonight. Otherwise, their hopes will die. Greece have been clearly the better of the two sides tonight. They got on top. Some terrific play, especially in the first quarter, scoring-wise, from Panayotis Vasilopoulos when he scored 9 points. 3 of 4 from the floor. We've also gotten a lift from Nikos Gikas off the bench, who hit a 3 right there at the buzzer for the end of the half. His second three-pointer. He's got 8 points. Lefteris Bokaridis has come out and played with a sense of urgency. He has 7 points. 6 points for Jonas Barousas, but also 4 rebounds and 3 assists. All-around game, no surprise there from him. And for Georgia, some really sloppy play at the end of the half. They're led by Giorgio Shermadini's 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. Second half action underway here in Heraklion, Crete, between Greece and Georgia. Greece leading it by 13 points. Vangelis Margaritis passes it over to Koniadis. And Atheneo comes out and strokes a three-pointer right in front of that Greek bench. Pushes the lead to 16. So an 8-0 run for Greece here, bridging the first or the second quarter and third quarter. Tsintsadze. Bounce pass into Shermadini, who's been terrific. We talk about him. He's got a game-high 16 points right now. Foul's been called on Bereshvili. Look at Shermadini, even though he's being guarded by Barousas, he's able to score. Three-pointer's good from Koniadis, and right now it's all Greece, up 17. Tsintsadze, nowhere to go, bumped and fouled by Barousas. Koniadis has had a good game tonight. Started out very well. Tsintsadze, his pass intercepted. Koniadis again. Atheneo open. It's good. And this game is getting out of hand. You never know that Georgia were fighting for their lives, because right now they are trailing 53-33. Timeout, Zoros and Georgia. See the 18 points coming from the bench for Greece. That is a huge statistic. Points in the paint, Georgia actually with 18. A lot of that is Shermadini. Sinsadze brings it across midcourt. Georgia need to get into the flow now to give themselves a chance. Sinsadze gets it to Shermadini. Sinsadze had a good look. Kuniatis now. Vasilopoulos, boy, the Greeks have just decided they're going to shoot lights out tonight, including that man. 12 points for Vasilopoulos, 10 of 18 from three-point range as a team. Shermadini being pushed out and still makes it. Boy, great performance by him. Had he not made the trip tonight, they'd have no chance. He has been terrific. Shermadini gets his hand on the ball. Now Barousas. Foul called on Georgia. So you can see why Sinsadze was a bit irked by that one. He picked up the foul. And traveling the call on Barousas. Well, it's not an insurmountable deficit, obviously, but the way this Greek team plays, you would not want to be behind by 20 points. They have really got a mountain to climb, Georgia. And Sinsadze misses with a little layup. So his difficult night continues. And the air ball by Margaritas. Greece have already added 7 points to their lead that they had at halftime here in this third quarter. Georgia were right there late in the second quarter, and 5 quick points for Greece has really put them on the back foot. And Sinsadze slow to get back. And Greece adding to their lead. And the dump to Shermadini. The ball knocked out of bounds. Foul called on Margaritas. Well, Sinsadze's had some great games for Georgia over the years, but unfortunately for him and his country, tonight is not one of them. This man, however, is having a terrific game. Sensatsi on the bench now. He scored 1 point. He's 0 of 7 from the floor. He does have 5 assists, but he's turned it over 3 times. Now from the right, no good by Atheneo. McFadden takes the foul. Are they going to give him the 3 free throws? No. Wasn't far off getting free throws for that. Bruce's clearly thinking that that was an easy block. And he's probably right. But also when you're up by 20 points, you don't want to complain too much. McFadden. He's trying to make the pass at least an easy bucket down low. Instead, they settle for jump shots. Shermadini gets it back. And Margaritas got the block, but I think he got a foul. Either he or Vasilopoulos. That was a great block by Margaritas. So the foul on Vasilopoulos, and it was an unsportsmanlike for reaching around and holding on to this man who's just been terrific for Georgia. 20 points, make it 21. So 22 points, and now Georgia maintained possession. I wonder if we might see Andronikovic come back into the game for Georgia. And now another reach, another foul. So this could help Georgia when you consider 4:43 remaining. They're struggling to get points. Greece denying, but if they put them on the free throw line, at least they've. But they've got to make their free throws. That's the key, obviously. But when you're struggling for points, struggling to fashion some open shots, you'll settle for going to the free throw line, and he makes the first. And back to a 16-point deficit. Greece do get it over just in the nick of time. Vasilopoulos. Margarita steps into a little mid-ranger. It's good. Good patience by Greece. Getting a good shot. And finally, a much-needed three-pointer falls. Bokolashvili. Excuse me, that was Mikhail Berishvili. Now Shermadini snatches it, saves it in bounds to McFadden. McFadden pulls up. Nope, he's going to get it back over to Berishvili, and it's 2 in a row. And just like that, it's game on again for Georgia. The three-pointer cuts the deficit to 12 points, and Greece call timeout. See that Vasilopoulos is 11 points for leading Greece, and Atheneo has 10. Well, they were about ready to put this game on ice, and all of a sudden Georgia have come right back with Bereshvili hitting back-to-back three-pointers, and Shermanini continuing to provide points and rebounds and defense. And you can't say enough about his performance tonight. He has been utterly sensational. 22 points and 10 rebounds. Really just kind of keeping their hopes alive in this game and for the World Cup. Baroussis gets it inside, and he's fouled as he goes hard to the basket by Bereshvili. This is the one problem that all teams have faced. How do you cope with Baroussis once he becomes the focal point of the attack? And now he misses the first. Does sink the second. And it's back to what the lead was at halftime for Greece, 13 points. McFadden drives in, and Baroussis rebounds it. Watch Baroussis. See if he gets his hands on the ball again. Here he is. He's open. Well, he had the open three. Sanadze. Another chance for Georgia. 3-point attempt for Bereshvili off the back of the iron. Shermanini got his hands on it but couldn't corral it. Vasilopoulos fouled by Sanadze. That's number 4.
Δύο αλλαγές για την εθνική μας ομάδα. Με το επόμενο βίντεο, λίγος ο φυσικό κοινός από το 13 Λευτέρης Παπαδάκης.
Well, Georgia have never needed Sanadze to play well as they do now. He's had a horrible game, but he's back in the game with Sanadze in foul trouble. Maybe that time on the bench has helped him. Boukarides, meanwhile, is back in for Greece. So the foul by Boukarides puts Greece back on the line. Vasilopoulos. One of two makes it a 14-point game. Still plenty of time now for Georgia. But this man, their playmaker, has got to start making plays. McFadden in the paint. Well, he was right there, just short You can see the frustration with Zoros on McFadden's miss, and McFadden as well is upset with himself. Linos Risikopoulos is in the game, number 2. Vasilopoulos open. Oh boy, he is just saving his best performance in the qualifiers for tonight. $15 points now. And it's back to a 17-point game. Risikopoulos picks up that personal. McFadden was hoping they were going to count it. Watch this. Again, going up his former PAOK teammate, Risikopoulos. And this is Vasilopoulos' 3. And Dranakashvili comes back in for McFadden. And we'll see if the young man, the 17-year-old, can make a difference like he did in the first half. Brusis takes it out. Vasilopoulos again, this time only draws iron. Final minute of the third quarter. Sensatze off 1 foot. And Andranashvili reaches in and fouls Brusis. Well, you know that Georgia, fully aware of what's happened with Estonia, and they're doing what they can. But when you trail by double digits and by as many as 20 points, it's never going to be easy to come back all the way. Brusis sinks the first. Greece have led by as many as 22 points. The only thing that's kind of helping them right now is that Greece are not making all their free throws. Greece are now 6 of 9. Entry pass and Shermadini. Oh, and Greece, I think it was Bokoridis, tapped it in, so Shermadini will get the basket. So a little bit of good fortune there for Georgia. And the ball knocked away. Shermadini has it. But he led Sensatze too much. It's been that kind of night for Georgia, making mistakes like that. Shermadini is going to come out and take a break. You can have no complaints with how he's played tonight. He's been terrific. And now a foul has been called on Georgia trying to defend. And boy, that is exactly the same scenario that has unfolded at the end of the second quarter is now happening at the third. Georgia failing to capitalize on their own possession and then putting Greece into a good position themselves. And Brusis, fortunately for Georgia, misses the free throw. Remember, Greece got 5 quick points right at the end of the first half. And Brusis does make 1 of 2. So Georgia have 4.3 seconds to go. Shermadini checks back in. They've got to hurry. Shermadini gets it off just in time, and he got to the rim. Well, all things considered, Greece just added a point, or a couple points rather now, 66-51. to their halftime deficit, 66-51.
FIBA Basketball World Cup is right here. Want it? Come and get it.
Well, Greece have really done a lot of work from three-point range tonight, 11 of 24. That's been a huge part of their attack tonight. But also, the way they pass it, and they're quite opportunistic, coming up with timely steals and buckets. And they just seem to be able to raise their game when they need to, especially when Skortopoulos calls a timeout and kind of sets the table for them again, gets their focus back. But Atheneo has hit some threes tonight. He's 2 of 4. Gikas is 2 of 2. Vasilopoulos is 2 of 3. Koniadis is 2 of 4, and Borussis is 2 of 5. So that's 5 players that have hit 2 3-pointers. And probably the pick of the players tonight for them has been Vasilopoulos. He's just been terrific overall in the first quarter and in the third quarter. Fourth quarter action underway. Georgia with possession. Still time. Trailing by 15 points. Be an amazing comeback if they were to get it. Here's McFadden. Hoping a foul was going to be called on Gikas. None was called. Gikas did a good job getting the hand in the face. Bruce is still in the game. Rizikopoulos for 3. And again, Andronikashvili gets to the rim and scores. The 17-year-old sensation does it again. Sorry. Bruce has it. Passes it back out, and the drive and the finish from Christos Salustros. And then quickly, McFadden at the other end. Georgia's showing signs they might have something left in the tank here at the end over the final 10 minutes. Chalk up the assist to that one with Sensadze. Pass out to Borussis. And Sensadze called for the foul. Well, Borussis today from three-point range is 2 of 5. So you definitely want to get a hand in the face. Is it worth giving up that foul? I guess so. Salustros calling for the ball, but it's going to be Gikas that puts it up, and he misses with his 3rd attempt from deep. He'd been pretty good on his first 2, making both. And Georgia can get it with another 3, get it back to 10 points. McFadden shakes and bakes, gets the foul called on Salustros, so McFadden will go to the line. And the clock stops. Nice shifty move there by McFadden. Boy, Andranashvili is going to be some kind of player. As McFadden makes the first one, I mean, it was so impressive watching him at the Basketball Without Borders camp, which is sponsored by FIBA and the NBA in Belgrade last summer. High hopes should definitely be high for him. He's got it back. McFadden's got it back to an 11-point deficit now. Crucial stop here. Try to build some momentum. Bocaridis. Rebound. Shermadini. Over to McFadden, who pulls up for three. Good! Just like that, Georgia has struck it back to 8 points. These players are too good to be ice cold for the whole game, including this man, McFadden, who pulls up. He was looking at his options and decided the best was to launch it. Remember, Georgia need to win tonight to stay alive in the hunt for the World Cup. Estonia pulled off a major surprise earlier today, stunning Serbia. And if Georgia could win tonight, they would then host in Tbilisi, Estonia on Sunday. And then hope Israel would do them a favor by winning at Serbia. So Greece called timeout to try to stabilize things here. Try to take some of the steam out of the comeback. 6 of 20 now from three-point range after that McFadden three. Just one less make inside the arc. Also from a rebounding standpoint, Georgia 28, Greece 27. (68-60). So Georgia wins tonight. They would improve to 6-5, which would be the same record as Serbia. Serbia have the better head-to-head on them, but they would then hope that Serbia would fall to Israel, and Georgia would beat Estonia, and then Georgia would punch their ticket for the World Cup. And look at the self-belief. They know they've got a chance. They know Israel are going to go to Serbia believing they're going to win the game. This whole system, when it was set up, just so many twists and turns for all of these countries. And it's so exciting for international basketball to be in this last window and teams having a chance to fight for a spot at the World Cup. How are Greece going to respond out of the timeout? Bocaridis for three. Shermadini, tremendous effort by Shermadini with the Greek on his back, keeping it away from him. And Greece content to put up the shot from deep. Well, they haven't been this close in a long time, and now they can get even closer. McFadden pulls up another three. Good! It's a 5-point deficit, and we're starting to see the best of McFadden. Chance of Hellas. Margaritas hands it off, and as cool as you like, Salustros just lays it up and in. And you almost wonder if an adjustment now needs to be made by Georgia defensively after such an easy basket. McFadden. Shermanini thought about it. He's going to go in, and he went too far. Turned it over. Bokoritis to Atheneu. Now Barousas has it. This is the problem. Is he going to pass it? Is he going to shoot it? Or is he going to turn it over? And Dranskashvili goes for the steal. Gikas pulls up for three. And the ball bounces kindly for Georgia out of bounds. Shermadini. Looking at that, you realize why the coach always says get the ball to the point guard when they're bringing it up the floor. I know he was driving to the basket, but it was the right idea. Just wasn't able to complete the play. And you remember Barousas had that same situation in the first half, and he passed it out to the open man for the three-pointer. McFadden again, this time short. But you can't fault him for putting that one up. He's feeling it. Kunyatis has hit some tonight. He's hit a couple of threes, but he's not going to attempt one there. Content to take a little bit of time off the clock. Margaritas throws it right into the hands of his former PAOK teammate, McFadden. Fans booing, wanting a foul, and then they force it inside. Inside's a costly turnover, and it's going to be, well, I think the foul before the shot. Almost a 4-point swing. Beautiful bounce pass by Salustros. No, they're going to call a charge on Salustros. Boy, what a savvy play by the Georgian defender. And timeout, and probably not a bad one for Georgia to kind of refocus a little bit. Game was getting kind of crazy. Look at these fans in the Heraklion behind this Georgian bench, hoping the Greek team can hold on. Greece already, the pressure's off them. They've already clinched the spot in the World Cup, but what they want is to be ranked in the top 7 by the end of the qualifiers, so they are seeded. They get a top seed going into the March draw for the World Cup. 24 points, 13 rebounds for Shermadini. A little bit of pressure getting the ball in bounds. Berishvili catches it, and now he brings it across midcourt. There's an opening. Oh, boy, good hands by Greece because Sanadze was open on the wing. Trailed by as many as 22 points. Greece. Now Georgia trailed by 22 points. Here's McFadden. No, it rattled out. It was close, but not close enough. Margaritas, well, he went to the corner, looked like he was going to be trapped. And Sanadze reached in and committed the foul. Sanadze kind of floated past him instead of trapping him. First foul of the quarter. On Georgia. Chance of Hellas. Second foul, excuse me, on Georgia. There's Kunyatis for three. Oh! Well, you have to say that, my friends, is a dagger. That one really hurts the Georgians as it takes the lead back up to 10. Sanadze with a little runner. Just will not go for him tonight. And he's just beside himself. He knows his team could just a little bit of offense from him, but he is just having a nightmare. 0 for 9 from the floor. Just 1 point. His efficiency is -3. Shermanini takes the bump. What a play! Almost unlucky, perhaps, not to get a three-point play opportunity. It's back to an 8-point game now. Bokoridis handling it. Berishvili now guarding Atheneu. Watch Barousas, see if he can get a touch. He's the danger man. No, it's going to be Atheneu for open three. The only good thing for Greece there is they took some time off the clock. Quick pass to McFadden. Shakes and bakes. Oh, and good D by the Greek defender to get the hand on the ball. And a three-point play now. Opportunity for Lefteris Bokoridis. Unbelievable. What a heady play by Bokoridis. Look at the pride in the young man. So take it back to an 11-point lead. Boy, Lefteris Bokoridis is playing a good game tonight for Greece. He's got 9 points, make it 10. Three minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Will Georgia stay in the hunt, or will this be it for them? Shermadini. Sinsadze puts it up. Finally! Miracles never cease. The three-pointer. And it's back to an 8-point game. You got to keep shooting them, folks. Bokoridis for three. Good! What a killer. What a dagger. Bokoridis now becoming the man in the late game situation for Greece. And the ball took an awkward bounce. McFadden couldn't get it. Greece catch it. And Atheneu scores. And now Georgia have to burn a timeout. They've had some opportunities. They got it to within 5 points, but now Greece have pulled back in front by 13. What a sweet pass that was from Bokoridis to Atheneu. That was Sinsadze's three-pointer. But Bokoridis drilling that three. Well, they haven't given up the ghost, that's for sure. Vasilopoulos leading Greece with 15 points. 2 of 3 from deep. You can see they've hit a lot of threes today, 13 of 32, although they've missed, that percentage has dropped some. Georgia 8 of 24 from three-point range, and they could do with hitting some now. Greece are going to pick them up full court here. McFadden inbounds it to Sinsadze, and he's going to go up against Lefteris Bokoridis. He goes past him. And Bokoridis gets back and reaches in and commits the foul. So that's foul number 4.
Το βάλει για την εθνική μας ομάδα με το νούμερο 13 Λευτέρης Bokoridis.
So 4 fouls on Greece, and now another one stops the clock and puts Georgia on the line. And Konyadis says, what are you doing? Why are you fouling and putting him on the line and stopping the clock? When Vasilopoulos comes back in, maybe he'll have a cooler head. Bocaridis leaves the game with 3 fouls, and Zinsadze makes the first. Yep, got him with the hand check. So Zinsadze, since he's hit the 3-pointer, seems to have rediscovered a little bit. Nope, only makes 1 of 2. Every point, every possession is precious for this Georgia national team. They can ill afford not to capitalize every trip down, and they've got to get stops. Margaritas goes in, tough shot. Shermanini, great challenge by the Greek defense, but then Margaritas takes it back away. What a costly turnover. Vasilopoulos goes baseline. Back outside to Barousas, who now goes in the paint and lays it up and misses incredibly. Bereshvili left open. And look at Shermanini going after it, just could not get there. And it's Konyadis now who brings it up. And with 1:22 remaining, Georgia's hopes fading by the second. 8 on the shot clock. McFadden, you don't want to foul now. You've let so much time go off the clock. But foul Bereshvili has. Well, that was Margaritas' rushed attempt. Shermanini had it, but then it was stolen back by Margaritas. So now Greece with an opportunity to take a little bit more time off the clock. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Georgia must win this game to stay in the hunt for the World Cup. Well, they force a turnover. Good job by Shermanini. Gives it off to Andranashvili. Now over to McFadden. Time it's a wasting. They've got to go to work. Shermanini turns. It's going to be Sanadze, and the ball rims out. And Greece looks like they're going to hold on. Nope, the ball goes off the hands of Konyadis. Dimitrios Kaklamanakis making that pass, making his first appearance here. And Andranashvili crosses midcourt. They've got to hurry. They don't have time. He passes it back out. Sanadze's going to launch it. Konyadis isn't going to allow him to, so he's going to go in, put up a very difficult shot. And Greece, folks, are going to win. And now will travel to Germany in first place, looking to lock down that first place and also boost their chances for a top 7 finish in the rankings, in the FIBA World Ranking. A valiant effort by Georgia, and maybe left it a little bit too late to get going. And when you have to come back from 22 points, it is an awfully long way back. They got it back to within 5, but Greece win it, 81-69. Well, here are the numbers. Greece's three-point percentage dropped considerably, but that was what helped them really build the lead. And Georgia, you could see with the effort points, really did their best. You know, it was a 12-point defeat for Georgia, but for Shermanini, if you're Georgian, if you see this man, you should congratulate him on his effort tonight. He was utterly sensational. Look at that. 26 points and 15 rebounds. And sort of applauding some of his Greek compatriots for the win. Shermadini also had 2 blocks. You know, it was a tough night at the office for Giorgi Tsintsadze. If he'd had a better game, maybe they would have had a chance to win tonight. But you can't just put all of it on him. Vasilopoulos was outstanding with 15 points. Bokoridis, other than those 2 late fouls, was also terrific. McFadden, it took him a while to get going, but once he did, he livened things up, and he finished with 18 points. So as we look at the highlights, you've got interesting other stats. 14 points from turnovers for Greece, and also 28 points off the bench for Greece. So that worked in their favor. And it'll be interesting to look at the final standings heading into the last game day for these teams. Israel won their first game against Serbia, and they've got every chance now to go and get the win and get to the World Cup. So the thing is, if also Georgia will play Estonia, and if Georgia win, then that becomes a 3-way tie with the same record. Because as it is right now, both Israel and Georgia are 5-6, and Serbia are 6-5. Georgia will be at home against Estonia. You know, and if they beat them, then, and Israel were to beat Serbia, then you'd have a 3-way tie. Then it comes down to results, that mini group between Serbia, Israel, and Georgia. So that confirms it. Serbia now at 6-5, Georgia at 5-6, and Israel at 5-6. And we're set for a very interesting last game day. But we knew that Georgia had to win both games to have a chance. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Greece win at 81-69 over Georgia.